Hello friends, welcome to my humble homestead. Today I just want to have a little chat with you because I have had a week and I know I'm behind in my videos. I have my garden videos to edit. I have a lot of gardening to do. Still have not done my irrigation system, but so much has happened this week. I've cried for 2 days. This is why I look like this. But things are going to be okay. I know I have to practice what I preach. I have to trust God in all things. And even though I'm going through so much, I've had so much stress, anxiety, everything, I just wanted to take a moment and acknowledge and discuss and let you know what's going on, because things are going to look a lot different around here. And today I had found out that my house can be saved. So I will just preface with that. It's not a total loss, which I'm thankful for, because I was looking at what is the demolition and removing this house and then having another house moved on the property going to cost. So let me start by letting you know what happened. For a while now, I kind of was smelling something musty in my house. And I would check my dryer vent, like, what is going on? Is my dishwasher leaking? We had some people check our pipes to make sure we didn't have lead. We had to take pictures of it. And we had someone go into where my water heater was, and I thought that was leaking, but that just has that condensation around there. And I was just trying to think of where is this smell coming from, but I didn't know. And fast forward, we were going to go out to take our first boat ride out on the lake this last weekend. And then my grandson wasn't feeling well, and so we didn't go. I decided, well, I'm going to try to maybe start organizing my pantry, and I was going to put my empty jars away until I needed them. So I was carrying a box of empty jars into my spare room, and when all of a sudden they're in my hallway, the floor was a big hill, and my flooring was starting to loosen up. And I was like, oh my Lanta. I knew there was water coming from somewhere. And I don't do well with stuff like this. You all know I'm not good with assembly, fixing, things like that. So I panic. I message my friend Marty. She lives right over here. I'm like, are you busy? Her and her husband were going to go on a bike ride, a motorcycle ride. So I was like, are you on the bike yet? I'm like, can you please come here? I have an emergency. And so then she was just about to get in the shower. So then she's like, Ashley's on her way over. So Ashley came over and she looked in where the water heater was. And she's like, yeah, it's condensation. So then she looked at the furnace. And then we started hearing like through the heater vent. And she's like, what is it? Doesn't that sound like running water? And I'm like, what? So there was water pouring out somewhere, and it was down in the heater vent. So she shut off the water and it instantly stopped. Well, back it up a couple days I have my office out here, and I hardly ever use the guest bathroom, like very rarely. The cat pan is in there, and other than cleaning that, or when like the grandkids come over or whatever, I don't even use that. But sometimes if I'm in between calls and I need to use the restroom, I'll just run in there really quick. Well, I was in there the other day and I heard this noise, and I thought, oh, that's got to be from my furnace, because, we had the AC on, or I had the AC on, and then it got cold again. So then I flipped it over to heat, and I thought, oh, my furnace must be acting weird. That was that water. So I think that water had been gushing for at least 2, 3 days, which is why the floor buckled. So it was in the hallway, in one of the spare bedrooms, in the bathroom closet, in the furnace closet, in the water heater closet. And so I had shut the water off. So for 2 days I didn't have water. And fortunately I had my rain barrel that out there that the girls had set up. So I had that filled with water because I kept forgetting that I didn't have water. So I would put soap on my hands and go to flip it. I'm like, oh, good gracious. So I would have to run out to the water and wash the soap off my hands. Then my neighbor works at our local bar down there sometimes. And so I was like, I called my neighbor like, hey, I was going to fill up my Yeti with water for the night. And she's like, I'm working. So then I ran down to the bar to have her fill it up with water, to have water so I could brush my teeth and take my night vitamins and have, drinking water for the night. And I was like, I guess this is what, I'm living off grid now. But then the next day I was working and the plumber had come over. So the plumber had come and Ashley had looked underneath my house and she said the entire insulation, which mind you, I just had brand new insulation put in 2 years ago when I had this ice dam, this whole window was replaced. She said that is soaked and all the wood underneath was soaked underneath my house. So the plumber came. She's like, it was a mess. She took pictures. I'll show you a couple. It was just a hot mess. So the plumber came and he said that he found that when they went from copper piping, I know this is a long story, just to get to the point. Y'all want to, I'm getting a good conversation out. It's therapy for me to talk. But when they switched from the copper to the plastic piping, which the flex tube piping or whatever is actually great, but some of the housing, they decided that they were going to use this, what is it called? I don't know, something butylene piping I don't know. Anyway, I'm not, but this pipe, it went bad. It's like this plastic butylene piping and it went bad. It caused all these little holes. It started bubbling up and there's this massive lawsuit right now going for this. And unfortunately, guess whose house was one of those houses that had this piping? So he said what had happened was it started to leak in just the hot water side. It was leaking. And then with the leaking, it started causing corrosion around the hot water. And then after that, it cracked. And because it cracked, that's when it was the water. And it was backing into the heat duct. So that all that whole time, the hot water, and it was steaming. So all that steam, that moisture caused all that condensation underneath my house. So all of the flooring, all of the beams, the structural beams, everything underneath my house, not just on that side of the house where it was, but all the way over to my main bathroom, the kitchen, everywhere. So they didn't know the price, if it was worth, you know what I mean? If it was going to be just a total loss and they were just going to give me the amount of my insurance. But since it's not in the walls, if it was in the walls and structurally they would have had to tear down the walls too, that's where they would have called it. But because it's the floorboards, that's what they have to replace. They said that they think it's going to be, that it's realistically, they can fix it. But they're gutting it. So they're going to gut out all the floors, my kitchen, my bathrooms, my brand new bathroom, my bathtub. Oh, I'm so sad I have a brand new bathtub and they have to tear it out. I'm so sad. But, I and this is just part of what's been going on. This is just my side of it. So, anyway, I'm relieved that it's not a total loss. However, he did say it can take 1 to 2 months for all of this. So where do I live? I have chickens. I am growing my own food, or trying to. I have 2 cats. So I checked and there's no rentals around here. I live in a town of 300 people. There's another town about 5 miles away. There's no rentals there either. I work from home. So I decided that I'm going to buy a camper. Yay me, who loves camping. And I am going to put it in my property here. They're also getting a trailer, and they are going to take all of my stuff out, put it in the trailer, and then get my house. And hopefully this can be done in under 2 months. So, and I'm going to have to work from there and live from there. But I can be here and still take care of the chickens and watch the garden. And so I'm going to be thankful. I'm going to be thankful for that. Yeah. Pray for me. That's what I'm going to say. Pray for me. I need peace. It is going to be a process. I don't handle stuff like this very well. I mean, I wouldn't mind selling this large furniture and get something smaller, because when I first ordered this furniture, I was building a home over where my son lives. And then COVID happened, and the price of lumber kept going up and up and up and up. And so I ended up not building a home, but I had already ordered my furniture for it. So, I mean, the thought is, you know, if I could sell this and just buy smaller furniture, that's a thought. But anyway, so that was the other thing. Then we are moving Mom tomorrow into an assisted living. Praise the Lord, it worked out. But in the meantime, that was not working out. I had put her notice in where she lives, so she had to be out by the 1st. But the amount of care that she's ending up needing jumped the cost up of where we were sending her to undoable amount for us. And part of that is because we still are trying to sell her house in Arizona. And so we're still having to pay. It's in a 55 plus gated community, so we have that lot rent there. So we're still having to pay that. And so it didn't seem like it was going to work out. But fortunately, this place where we're having her, it is so wonderful. It is such a wonderful place. I can't even tell you how great they've been. And they have an indoor pool where they have water aerobics, and they have her chair exercises, and they have Bible study, and they have church, and they even have and then on the flip side, the funny thing is they have a pub in there, and they have live music, and they have crafts, and they have cooking demonstrations, and they have chefs where they have 3 balanced healthy meals a day. So they have so many things for her that I think the problem where she really struggles and gets into trouble is when she gets bored. I mean, that's a lot of the problems with her. That was a whole nother ordeal. And the constant calls that were coming in, and I was trying to work, and I ended up, with the migraine, and it was a lot. So, I mean, needless to say, I'm going through a lot. This is going to be a lot for me to handle. So I do appreciate your prayers. Financially, it's I don't even know where to begin. Like, oh, my chicken's up on the deck. Those little streakers, they are now jumping and flying over the gate. I gotta go get her down. But anyway, that is what's going on. Just pray for me. And God will work it all out. That's how it's going to be. So thank you so much for watching, y'all. I just wanted to give you an update. I will keep you posted, and I will get back on my videos as soon as I can. I'm going to go chase a chicken off my deck. All right. Be blessed. Remember, you're loved. Bye.